Hi there, Leanne from Jada Blossom, and I'm here to do the Gnome Dies S'more Add Ons Assembly video. Hey, so I am using Jada Blossom's brand new Gnome Dies S'more Add Ons along with Gnome Dies or the Girl Gnome Dies. You're going to want one or the other. And I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to be using gingham linen and the Great Outdoors 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. So first I'm starting with a piece of Smoky Shadow paper tray ink cardstock. And I'm just inking around the edges with White Daisy ink from Close to My Heart. It's just a white pigment ink. I'm just adding a little highlight so it shows up on my gnome. I'm working on an American Crafts base. That black base was cut out of American Crafts. So I'm first going to put together the hat. So I cut that out of paper tray ink craft cardstock, and I'm going to do some gnome surgery and cut off the tip there. And then I will glue that graham cracker s'more kind of hat on top of his head. So there we go, using my Barely Art glue. Now I'm going to add in the layers. So I'm adding the first graham cracker. That's the same thing, paper tray ink craft cardstock. And then I'm adding in the marshmallow that was cut out of white paper tray ink cardstock, which I love. I just think it's so thick and white. Anyways, this is dark chocolate cardstock from paper tray ink. And that's going to be the chocolate on his little hat. There we go. It's making sure it's on there well. Using my reverse tweezers. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini. I'm working on my Stampin' Up! Pad using reverse tweezers as, you know, kind of my deal. And then there's the bottom part of his hat, that bottom graham cracker. Okay, now I'm going to stick down his mustache on top. I'm just going to overlap that hat just a tiny bit. And then his nose is cut from P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones, which now is available in the Jada Blossom store. So you can get that along with your gnomes. So I'm going to pop his little nose up with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And then there you have it. And I will pop up his feet with the larger Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, cut from that same P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones. And just laying those in place. So adorable, right? Okay, now I'm going to put together the things that go with the scene. So this is a little fire. First, cut out of dark chocolate cardstock from paper tray ink, and that is Rainbow Petite Print Swiss Dot, the yellow from Doodlebug. And then this is the Dot Stripe Rainbow Petite Prints from Doodlebug in the orange. And I'm just layering those up, and now you've got a cute little fire. And I'm just weight that down. Now next, I did this little s'more. Now I cut his little face out. So that's white cardstock from paper tray ink, and then black cardstock. Now I'm adding on the graham crackers, which is craft cardstock from paper tray ink, and then I'll use dark chocolate cardstock from paper tray ink. Now for the face, what I did was I ran it through that with that whole background piece first. Then I put the face on and cut it out next. Then I ran it through with the whole piece again to make sure all of those little stitch lines were sharp, just because things get pressed out a bit when you use the little face. Okay, and now I'm going to pop up the little hands with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And there we go. Isn't that adorable? So a little face. Now next I'm going to put together the little roasting marshmallow. So dark chocolate cardstock from paper tray ink, and then white cardstock from paper tray ink. I got chocolate on the brain. And I'm just going to layer this little piece on top for the top of that little marshmallow. And then I'm going to line up the whole thing on a chocolate base for the hand placement. Now you don't have to do this part. I just like to do it. So if you'd like, you can make a card without the hands, and you could use the little implements however you'd like on a card without, like the gnomes, right? How cute is that? Just adorable. And now I'm going to pop up the little hands with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. The little miniature ones fit the hands perfectly. And then there we go. Isn't that cute? Using my Studio Cattail embellishment wand to pick things up. And now he can roast his marshmallow. And now he can hold his little s'more. Okay, next I'm going to put together the marshmallow. And I cut that out of white paper tray ink cardstock, and then I put it on a white base for the hands. And I colored in his little face parts with a Copic black marker, 100. So when I have that on that little sticky piece of Post-it tape beside me there. And his little tongue was also cut out of white, and then I just used an R21 Copic marker to color that in. just so he has a little pink tongue. Now I'm going to pop up 2 little hands with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals and adding on the P13 stamping pad skin tones with those, because how cute is that? And remember the trick, what I said? Cut your marshmallow, then put the face on, then run the marshmallow through a second time, just to make sure that all those little stitch lines are sharp. Okay, now I'm adding on the little face and eyes with my Barely Art glue and this Studio Katia embellishment one, really tiny little eyes. And isn't that cute? And I'm just going to pop his little tongue on there as well with that tiny little Studio Katia embellishment one. And there we go. Now you can hold a little marshmallow. Isn't that cute? Okay, next we're going to put together this little chocolate bar. So I cut that out of dark chocolate cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, actually. Its dark chocolate is darker than Paper Tray Ink dark chocolate. Now I'm going to layer on the gingham linen from Doodlebug. There we go. And then I will add on the little foil piece that is cut out of silver foil cardstock from American Crafts. There we go. And then I will pop that onto my base. And then the part with all the little squares of chocolate, I ran through and cut with the Paper Tray Ink dark chocolate cardstock, which is a little bit lighter than the dark chocolate Simon Says Stamp cardstock. Okay, and then I have them all sitting on a little piece of tape so I can apply them all at once. So I'm going to pop up the little hands first, and then I've got a little piece of Easy C tape over the little squares. Oops, I forgot to add them. Now I'm going to put them on. I've got little drops, and I'm going to pop them all on at once. Or mostly, I think 1 or 2 miss and I have to go back and fix them, but it saves a lot of problems putting them together on the chocolate bar like this. I find it's just fabulous to do it this way. So now I am just going to peel off that tape. Of course, I've got to make sure everything's stuck down first. There we go. Oh, a couple fell off, so I'll just add those last 2. But at least the other ones are lined up and it's easier to get them in place, right? And then I'm just going to there's a tiny little piece there that I'm going to pop on. And then there we go. Isn't that cute? It's like tiny. That's what the Studio Katia embellishment wand is made for. And there is the chocolate bar. Isn't that cute? Perfect for your little s'mores. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jada Blossom blog, Be Inspired, the Jada Blossom store, to get your hands on these amazing little gnome s'mores. And thank you as always for watching my videos. Make sure that you are a follower over at our YouTube site, the Jada Blossom YouTube site, and the Leanne K YouTube site. You don't want to miss any videos. And that is also, I'll have a project video today and I'll have a project video tomorrow to check out for this release. So thanks everybody, and we will see you soon, hopefully in my next video. Bye everybody.